Hey, grade eights. Remember I told you I didn't want you to necessarily task those 2 pages I had you reading in class. They were sort of a mindset builder. Now I want you to task. This is to be tasked. Okay, we're going to start talking about unicellular organisms, and they're essential to life on Earth. We like to think of ourselves as being really complicated, and we are. Okay, the cells that make up your body, there's millions of them, and it's amazing how varied they can be. I mean, the cells of my finger could be anything from, the cells of the actual fingernail to the cells in the hair follicles that I have, the little bit of hair that's on my knuckles. The cells on my skin. Think about the different types of cells that are in the bone. They're all made up of cells, but in each case, they are specialized in what they do. But unicellular organisms are just that. They make up just one cell. But they carry out all the different activities that you do to remain alive every day. It's one of the reasons why Quick Lab 820 took a look at what makes a living thing. I mean, if something's going to live, it has to do all those things. And if a unicellular organism is going to live, it's got to do the same thing. And they're very varied in their structure and the way that they adapt to the lifestyles that they have to live and to the areas they live in. Okay, so what I want you to do is watch this next video. Talks a lot about the different types of unicellular organisms. Take some notes, summarize, write down any questions you may have, and we'll look at it again tomorrow and see what you came up with. Good luck.
All living things are made up of one or more cells. Trees, elephants, moss, a paramecium. Sometimes a cell is the organism. Single-celled or unicellular organisms do many of the same things as multicellular organisms. They grow, eat, excrete, and reproduce. There are two basic types of cells. Those without nuclei are called prokaryotes. Their DNA floats freely through the cytoplasm. In eukaryotes, a cell nucleus protects the DNA. Single-celled organisms can move in different ways. This paranema, 1/50,000th of a millimeter long, has an especially thick flagellum that pushes it forward. Other organisms have cilia, hair-like structures that are effective motors for moving through water, for walking over surfaces, for bringing food toward the cell. An amoeba moves by reaching out its flexible membrane and forming a pseudopod, or false foot. The cytoplasm of the amoeba streams into the pseudopod, and the rest of the cell follows. Within the single cell are organelles that carry out life processes such as digestion, respiration, and water regulation. In this paramecium, the contractile vacuole collects excess water. Then, when it's full, it suddenly contracts and pumps water out. Here, an amoeba engulfs a green euglena. It forms a food vacuole where it will digest its prey and pass on nutrients to the rest of the cell. The cell membrane controls the flow of nutrients, oxygen, and waste into and out of the cell. Found in almost all eukaryotic cells, mitochondria are organelles that break down food and release energy. These long cells with green chloroplasts are euglenas. Their red eye spots help them find sunlight, and as long as there is light, they obtain energy through photosynthesis, just like plants. A species must be able to reproduce. to pass on its genes to the next generation. When a single-celled organism reproduces, it duplicates its DNA, with each daughter cell receiving a complete copy of the parent's genes.